Hey, what's up guys? It is Rob from Movie Review Time. And of course, this is going to be another favorite movie video of a certain year. And we're going to tackle my favorite movies of the year 1983. If you haven't seen my other videos, definitely check them out. And again, this is just my opinion. These are just my personal favorites from a certain year. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's talk about movies from 1983. Not really as many as the past videos, but there's some good ones here. We're going to start off with All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise. Craig T. Nelson, Leah Thompson. Leah Thompson, she was my crush. I freaking love a certain scene in this movie. If you guys have seen this movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. This is a great football movie, and it's one of my favorite Tom Cruise films. The music to this is just great. If you haven't heard the soundtrack to this, you are missing out. But it's a great football movie about, you know, this kid wants to get out of this small town, and he wants to become something. He wants to be an engineer, but at the same time he wants to play football and prove to everybody that he doesn't have to work in the mill like his father and brother did. So he tries really hard, but his mouth gets him in trouble, and so he has to swallow his pride and try to do the right thing. It's a great movie. I definitely recommend this one if you haven't seen it. And again, I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan. Most of his older movies I really like, but even some of his newer stuff is good too. So next up is a John Carpenter classic, and that is Christine with the Plymouth that comes alive. This movie used to scare the hell out of me when I was younger. I mean, it's so cool, the stuff that they do in this film. But yeah, you got John Stockwell in this, Alexandra Paul, Harry Dean Stanton. Great movie. I love the car though. I've always wanted a car like that. Knowing my luck, it probably would come alive. Next up is a Christmas movie classic, and it is A Christmas Story. They play this for like 24 hours straight on a loop. And it's always a tradition. You know, I mean, my family loved to watch this movie, as well as Christmas Vacation and some of the other ones, How Grinch Stole Christmas, stuff like that. But this is one that you just, it's almost like a thing that you need to do. But I have so many versions of this movie. I have this on a clamshell VHS. I have this one that's unopened. As you can see at Walmart, it was $12.96 on VHS at one point. But yeah, it's unopened. I own this on DVD. I own this on Blu-ray. When the 4K comes out, I'll definitely get it too. But you know, the famous scene where the kid sticks his tongue to the flagpole. You know, Santa going, ho, ho, ho. Little Ralphie there. This movie is directed by Bob Clark, and it's so good. I love the narrating, all the exposition and all that stuff. It's very, very fun, and it really reminds me of family, real life family during the holidays. So, next up, this is one of my favorite Dee Wallace films, and that is, of course, Cujo. Cujo, here's the thing. I'm not afraid of dogs, but it's this movie and this movie called Man's Best Friend. Those two movies are, or this one and that movie are basically the movies that made me kind of terrified of certain dogs out there. This movie is terrifying in a lot of ways. Yeah, it's you know, it's a Stephen King film or adaptation, and it's so well done, really. And Dee Wallace, she is another scream queen. So now this movie, I love Adrian Lyne. Adrian Lyne is an underrated director. He's done a lot of great movies, definitely suspenseful, like dramas and thrillers. Unfaithful is a great one. Fatal Attraction is probably his best, you know, his most well known. But this one is definitely a well-known movie, and it's an Academy Award winner, and it is Flashdance. Yes, I do enjoy this movie. It's definitely got some great music and some iconic scenes. But yeah, it's so, Jennifer Beals, he's really good in this. But yeah, Adrian Lyne, he loves to do these kind of edgy films, and I just love it. So yeah, Flashdance. Now here's a movie you're probably like, what? I don't care. I do like this movie for what it is. It's very cheesy, but it's directed by Peter Yates, and you got Ken Marshall in it, Freddie Jones, and it is Krull. This is fun. I don't care. It's just one of those things. I love Barbarella, for crying out loud, and that's a crazy cheesy movie. But yeah, if you haven't seen Krull, definitely check it out. It says right there, Excalibur meets Star Wars. It's true. It really is. It's a different kind of film. I'd say watch it and see if you like it. Don't expect it to be a masterpiece. Next up is a very, very controversial horror movie, and that is Sleepaway Camp. And when I mean controversial, I'm basically talking about the ending. The ending is crazy. I can't believe they did what they did. They kind of pushed the envelope in a few places in this film with like pedophilia and just transgender stuff. There's a lot of things they did that you probably couldn't get away with today. But I think that's why this film stands out more than even the sequels. But I mean, it stands out more than any other horror film. And the part where Artie, the cook, when he gets burned, that part just sticks in my brain. When all that big pot of hot water just dumps all over his face and his arms, and he's sitting there screaming in pain. That part is just crazy. Oh man. But anyway, this is a great horror film. Really, really good. Here's an underrated Michael Keaton film, Mr. Mom. This is a lot of fun. He basically plays the role of the woman. He's at home trying to do all the chores and do everything and take care of the kids and stuff. And, it's fun. I think, Michael Keaton, he's definitely... I want to say he's an underrated actor. He's more than just Batman. He's in a lot of great movies, and Beetlejuice is definitely one of them. I love him in Beetlejuice, but yeah, Mr. Mom, definitely a good one. Next up is National Lampoon's Vacation. This is the first one. This is one of the funniest movies I think I've ever seen. Definitely one of my favorite Chevy Chase films. I love the Vacation series, the whole series. I love all four of the Vacation movies, and even the remake I thought was decent. But this is definitely the best one in my opinion. This is just where they go to Wally World, things go wrong. Just great. The next movie here is an all-out fantastic cast, and I watched this movie 100 times. I cannot believe they got this many people to be in this film, and it is The Outsiders. This is the 2-disc special edition complete novel where they changed up some music. It's almost like a director's cut. But you got, look at this cast right here. You got C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, Diane Lane, Ralph Macchio, Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise. It's crazy. I mean, I cannot believe they got all the, Patrick Swayze and Ralph Macchio working together, and Tom Cruise and Emilio Estevez. It's crazy how they got all these people. And Diane Lane, she's really young in this film. But it tells a story about greasers versus the rich kids. How they're not accepted. They're kind of like outsiders, pretty much. Hence the title. Great movie. Ralph Macchio's character Johnny ends up killing this kid, and they go on the run, and then trouble ensues more. There's a fight that breaks out. It's very, very good. The acting is great. And rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. We miss you. One of my favorite movies with him. All right. Next up, I'm just going to hold this up. Next up is Psycho 2. I actually like all the Psycho films. The first one is my favorite, but Psycho 2 is probably my favorite of the sequels. But this is the 4 Psycho films all in one collection right here on Blu-ray. The 4-movie collection. This is a really cool thing to have. Definitely pick this up. This is really cheap now, I believe. I think you can get this for just a little bit over $20. And there's over 4 hours of bonus features. So Psycho 2, definitely awesome. Next up is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, and that is The Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi for me has it all. I love the conclusion of the story of the Skywalker saga, which is not the end, because we have the. You know what? The new movies don't exist in my mind. This is where it ends. This is where it ended right here. To me, this is the true ending. The sequels can kiss my butt. I don't care. And yeah, this is it right here. Return of the Jedi. All right, so another Tom Cruise film that I really, really love is Risky Business. Of course, it has the famous scene where he's dancing in his underwear. I don't really care about that, but the music choices in this movie are very, very good. In the Air Tonight with Phil Collins, love that. But you got Rebecca De Mornay, who's also looking pretty nice in this movie. It's just a fun movie about a kid who's trying not to screw things up because he's got very strict parents, and so his parents go away for a while on a trip, and then he has the whole house to himself, so he starts doing bad things and starts taking risks, like taking his dad's Porsche out for a drive when he's told not to, playing the stereo high, and then he calls a hooker because he wants to get laid. And then things start to fall apart because he doesn't want to screw his life up. It's just, you can kind of relate to him in a way. I mean, my parents weren't as strict, but it's still like, I kind of feel like I know what he's thinking when he doesn't want to screw things up. I kind of understand that. I was kind of that way in school. So, very, very good movie. Next up is an all-out classic, Al Pacino in Scarface. Okay? A good bit of bladable? Okay? No women and children, man. I said no women and children, man. I'm Tony Montana. Okay? Say goodbye to the bad guy. Okay? Look at them pelicans, man. Limited edition steelbook right here. This movie is an all-out blast. I freaking love it. It's violent. It's bloody. Yeah, man. Al Pacino, he did such a great job in this movie. You just really fear this guy. You know, just awesome. Okay? Now, the last movie I'm going to list here, you might not agree with, but here's the thing. There are a lot of good scenes in this movie, and I kind of think it's underrated. It's way better than the 4th film, and I give this movie credit. Superman 3 with Richard Pryor. Now, here's the thing. Richard Pryor, I think he kind of hurt the film because it turned into a freaking comedy. But the part that I really like about this movie is the junkyard scene where Superman is basically fighting his self, but it's almost like bizarre. People call it bizarro, but it's like Superman is like bad. It's like Clark Kent is fighting bad Superman in the junkyard. That is like one of my favorite scenes. But there's a scene in this movie that still bothers me today, and I remember seeing it as a kid. And it's at the end where Superman confronts these bad guys in this cave area, and this woman gets sucked into this like shaft area thing where this robotic thing starts making her into a robot, and she starts screaming, and it's making her cybernetic as she starts shooting lasers and stuff. That scene where she's getting like where it's like turning her into a robot, really just, I don't know, it like scarred me, and I'm not even kidding. Such a little scene like that probably isn't a big deal to people, but for me, watching it when I was younger, it really, really messed me up. And when I watch it today, I almost have to look away because all those memories come flooding back. But this movie, in my opinion, has a lot more good stuff than bad. And I can say that this is better than Superman 4. I'm sorry. So, Superman 3. There you go. Those are my favorite films from 1983. Like I said, not as big of a list as maybe 82 or any of the other ones, but, you know, there are definitely movies worth mentioning and worth seeing. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know what you think of some of these titles, and stay tuned because my next video is going to be my favorite movies from the year 1984, and let me tell you, there are a lot. There are a lot from 1984, and I think the list actually grows further down the line. So, anyway guys, it's Rob signing off. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.